Guys, welcome to Lake Stevens Auto Detailing. Today we got this 2019 Ram 1500 crew cab, the 5.7 liter Hemi, and it's the Laramie edition, so it's pretty decked out in options and everything. It's got the optional Ram box, which is kind of neat. You can store stuff in there, and it doesn't really take up too much space out of the main truck bed area, so that's kind of cool. It's also got a big, I think it's like a 12.4-inch tablet sort of infotainment screen. It's pretty large. The outside's fairly dirty. It's still got kind of like a little bit of a morning frost on it, so you can't see the full depth of how dirty it is on the exterior, but it is pretty dirty. You'll see once I end up doing the inside first, and then do the exterior once it warms up a bit more because it was a little cold. But you got dog hair and just some debris and things. Overall, it's not too bad. The back area was a little dirtier just from transporting dogs and stuff, but it's not as bad as I've seen before. I've gotten a lot worse dog hair vehicles and stuff, so this one wasn't bad. Just needed a good vacuum, wipe up, and a real good cleaning on the exterior, because the exterior is pretty bad. But anyway, I'll just finish up showing you the inside. And I always really appreciate when the customers got all-weather mats. It just makes everything cleaning-wise so much easier. And especially like on the crew cab trucks, like the F-150s, the all-weather mats are just gigantic. They cover most of the carpet, so that's kind of nice. It keeps any hair and dirt stuff, kind of contains it on the mat, so it makes my job a little bit easier. And as you can see, I'm starting with the interior since it's a little cold to be washing the vehicle, and there's a fair amount of hair, so I'll just give the mats a quick vacuum, and then we'll throw them outside, and we'll continue with getting the rest of the carpeting all vacuumed and cleaned up. And I'll be using my Meguiar's pet hair removal brush and lily brush. So there's a lot of little storage things on this Ram, which is kind of neat. These little hidden little pockets where you can store small little items and things. So that's kind of neat. I'm having a bunch of different little storage options. I would rate the carpets on this Ram fairly high. It wasn't too bad to pull the hair and little trash and debris that was in the carpets. I did have to use my pet brush because some of the hair, even though it was long, it was really kind of clingy and not very coarse. So it was kind of like stringy dog hair. I know they've got a German Shepherd and then some sort of like poodle hybrid mix. So I think that's mostly from the German Shepherd. But yeah, the lily brush and the Meguiar's pet hair removal comb did a great job getting all that stuff off. Depending on access, I used the different tools and it came off without too much trouble, so that was nice. Curious if you guys had to use one pet hair removal tool, what would be your go-to tool and why? So in the video description, I've got a list of different tools and products that I use with Amazon affiliate links for a lot of that stuff. So if you enjoy using that, then feel free to check that out. Honestly, I don't mind too much detailing in the winter. The temperatures are colder, but then I'm not sweating and dehydrating quite so much. So that's one nice thing. The only thing is like weather is kind of unpredictable. And then if it gets below freezing, your options for doing exterior details are a bit more limited. You've got to have kind of a heated garage or shop to be able to wash the car. You don't want to have freezing chemicals and issues like that. And then, so I've had one instance where there was it was like 8 degrees, and I ended up the customer dropped off at my shop, so I was able to do the exterior and interior detail with no problem, because I've got a heated shop where I can do everything. So getting pet hair off the underside of these rear seats wasn't too bad. I think the main thing is not letting it accumulate too much, and not letting it sit on there. So if it gets ground in by animals and people and stuff. It just makes it a lot harder to get that off, especially if you've got a heavy accumulation of pet hair. So I think just keeping up in general on the condition of the truck and keeping the carpets as clean as you can, that makes a big difference in being able to keep the vehicle clean. To say keeping the pet hair in a manageable state. These crew cab trucks are a lot bigger cab-wise for the rear compared to like an extended cab. You have a lot more like access and room to work, so I kind of prefer having the full crew cab, not the quad cab or the extended cab, because it's a little more cramped trying to get in there and vacuum and clean everything when there's not as much room, especially for like a bigger guy like me. So I like having the crew cab, even though there's more surface area to clean. You have a lot better room. I think the truck was bought within the last month, so there wasn't a real heavy accumulation of dirt and pet hair and things. But there was some things that needed to be addressed on there, which um, just keeping the vehicle clean makes it a lot easier. Keeping up on it, being able to maintain that clean level. It's when you start letting it go and not cleaning it for like a year or two, it just the condition of the vehicle just deteriorates quite rapidly, and it's hard to get it back to that new almost quote showroom condition. Let me know in the comments below if you guys like leather, suede, cloth, vinyl. What kind of seats do you prefer in your own vehicles? And what kind of seats do you prefer when you're doing detailing jobs? I like the vinyl and the leather. They're much easier to wipe and keep clean, and they don't soak up and attract like the dust and the dirt so much. There's a lot of times where cloth seats when they haven't been properly cleaned and their whole life, where you hit them with a tornado and there's just billowing clouds of dust and crud coming out, and it's honestly it's kind of disgusting. Some debris inside the door panel pocket, so I just vacuum out what I can, and that keeps the microfiber towels a little bit cleaner, not getting all the junk stuck to there, and then running it through the washer. These seats were in pretty darn good shape. They're folded up for when they're transporting the dogs and stuff, so there wasn't really much dirt or anything on the seats. But I'm just spraying my P&S interior cleaner diluted 1-to-1 on the microfiber cloth, and then getting into the cracks and stuff where I couldn't get it out with the vacuum as easily, and just giving them a good wipe down with the um, P&S interior cleaner. Cleaning the seats, I'm getting any little trim pieces and around the seat buckles and anything associated with the seats, just so I don't forget it later. Just trying to be as thorough as possible so I don't have misses. As you can probably tell, the back side of the front seats had some dog slobber and stuff like that. So we're just getting these wiped down, get them all cleaned up, and so they'll be looking nice and spick and span here. There's a lot of foot traffic on these door jambs and kick plates, just speaking in generality, not necessarily about this RAM. I found if I can't get it, the door jambs and well, mainly the plastic kick plate clean with just a microfiber towel and an all-purpose cleaner or P&S, I can step it up and hit it with a steamer that usually breaks the dirt bond loose, or using a little a non-scouring scrub pad that will get it as well, and just a few different options for stepping the cleaning power up if you can't get it with just a microfiber towel. For some of the interior clean, I did use Chemical Guy's Total Interior Cleaner, which is supposed to be good for dash, glass, leather, vinyl, pretty much everything. I found personally it works pretty good. I wouldn't really use it on glass if it's dirty. It kind of has a tendency to smear almost. It doesn't really have a good enough cleaning through power. But for everything else, it does a great job. Like, I know Chemical Guy sometimes gets a bad rap for being kind of a consumer grade cleaning chemical set and product line. I know they have a ton of different chemicals for each little different thing. You could aspect of the car, different part of the car, different function for cleaning. Some of it's kind of overkill, and I kind of understand, like, if you can't buy it in a gallon form dilutable, it might not be the best value for you as a professional detailer. But if you're just a consumer or you get it on a great sale, it can be a viable option. So we're getting closer to wrapping up this detail here. I'm just using my DIY detail ceramic gloss and a large drying towel and going over the truck and getting everything protected and wiped down and get the paint looking as best as I can. Um, I have a hard time owning a black truck myself just because all the scratches and spore marks and things like that show. There was a lot of previous scratching and damage on this paint, and it was very apparent once it was all clean and shiny, but at least it's a shiny truck that's just got scratches. So a lot of people are good with their vehicle as long as it's clean. So that's just one thing as a detail that kind of bugs me a little bit. So I ended up using the Griot Garage foaming glass cleaner. I think it worked pretty effectively. Didn't have any issues with it. It cut through any dirt, grime. There wasn't a whole lot on there. Wasn't like a bunch of dog slobber and stuff like that, but whatever there was on the window, it cut through it fine, and it cleaned it and had no issues with streaking or anything like that. So I like to use a clean Chemical Guys yellow towel and then go over it with a waffle weave towel, and that just keeps any little bit of lint or streaking down to an absolute minimum. Final touch, putting on the tire shine, and for truck tires I always use a brush. It's so much easier applying it on there than using like a microfiber pad or anything like that, just because the tires are fairly large, especially on like a all-terrain or a mud terrain, which these aren't. These are just regular kind of street tires. Good for getting good gas mileage, and they're fine in regular conditions. But if you have an aggressive tread on there with kind of lugs and blocks on there, the brush really saves a lot of time. Hopefully you guys enjoyed following me along on this interior and exterior detail on this Ram 1500. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and hit that like button and consider hitting subscribe too if you don't want to miss any more videos. I do regular cars, I do nice cars, I do some disaster details here and there. So hit the subscribe button if you don't want to miss any of that. Thanks. Lastly, let me know how you think this detail turned out. What would you rate this cleanliness-wise out of 10, 10 being the best? Write it in the comments below. Thanks. My first truck ever that I drove was a 1989 Toyota pickup and a single cab, two-wheel drive, 4-speed manual, 4-cylinder, and that thing was basic, had hand crank windows, and there wasn't a whole lot to it, but it was reliable and it did the job. Times sure have changed. The trucks keep getting larger and larger and fancier. They have more tech on there. It's no wonder they cost a small fortune to buy one these days.